Howdy ladies, today I'm going to show you how to use the grid and add a border, and then we'll import a photo and trace off a photo and also add text. So let's open Procreate and begin. The design we're going to do is one of these circular ones, and I made all these little icons to be the highlight covers on my Instagram. So we're going to do something in that vein. Let's go ahead and open a new canvas. A 4x6 photo will be plenty big today. You're going to go up to your actions menu here, the left top, and we're going to go over to canvas and turn on your drawing guide, and then hit edit drawing guide. Now we're going to go down here at the bottom where it says grid size, tap on the 57 pixels. We're going to change to inches. And we're going to start with 1 inch. Go ahead and hit done. And now I'm going to show you just how to do a rectangular border. And let's see, I've got black. I've got my pen. Okay. So let's just draw a rectangle the size that you want it, close to. Hold your pen down. It's going to snap into place. It's already on rectangle, and we're gonna edit it. Okay, and now I'm just gonna stretch these corners out so they match up on the lines. Okay, hit the brush when you're done. And I did, for some reason it didn't fill in one corner. You can also do this by drawing one line at a time. And sometimes I need to do that if you're counting a lot of inches. This was easy, so I just did the whole border all at once. Let's go back to our actions. We're going to edit the drawing guide again. This time we're going to go 0.25 for a 1/4 inch. Now I'm going to put in my interior border line. And this is marking out my seam allowance. And we'll go ahead and switch this to a rectangle, and then just match it up on your grid lines. That looks pretty good. Okay, so now I have a border, and if you wanted to, I can switch over to my brushes, and I imported a thread one. And so you could mock up your stitching line too. And okay, so there's how to do a basic border. For this design we're going to go ahead and do a circle. So I'm going to just uncheck this layer and hide it, and we'll add a new layer and go ahead and draw a circle this time. Oops, switch back to undo my regular brush, and if you hit recent, it'll show you all your most recent used brushes, which can be faster than going through all the menus to try and find what you want. All right, there's a circle. Well, it's an ellipse. Let's make it a circle. And I'm going to center it. Okay, go ahead and hit the selection, this arrow button up here. And there we go. See the yellow line showing up? That's showing me when I've got it centered. You don't have to do this, but if you ever want to use the symmetry tool to draw, then it would be really helpful to have your border and your design centered on that center line. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time getting the symmetry line set perfectly. Okay, now that we've got a circle, let's go ahead and import our photo that we want to trace. Go to the Actions menu. This first tab here is Add, and we're going to insert a photo. Okay, oh, it's at the top. So I've picked a little card wallet because I think that should be pretty quick to draw. And see how my photo's on top of the border? Go ahead and open layers, and we're going to drag, hold down, and then we'll drag and drop the photo underneath the border layer. That way we can size it up and position it within the border where we want it. Okay, go back to selection, and I'm going to drag this out to fill the border, or get close to. And it's good to get this before you trace, get it the size and position you want. After you've traced an image, if you resize or move the drawing around too much, it distorts the lines and they'll become fuzzy, pixelated. So it's good to try and get it just where you want it. And then we're going to add a layer, and this will be where we draw. Make sure I'm on my technical pin. I'm going to zoom in and just start tracing. And this is nice straight lines for the most part. This bottom part's a little bit curved where the leather's folding, but for these purposes, I don't need it to be exactly on the photo. And again, you can move your lines. Okay, we'll do this snap. And I'm just holding down when I make a mark. Hold down and then it'll snap into a nice smooth circle or line or whatever. Let's do one more up here. Do the card. I like to do the straight sides, and then I'll come back and do the curve. Hitting that edit button and just moving these a little bit. That looks pretty good. And if not, you can clean it up a little bit. And you can really zoom in, and you can actually erase one little pixel at a time if you really want to get in there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add a stitch line with my brush. So I'm going back to my, or I can go to recent and just hit my stitch brush. Okay, now we're going to go to layers and turn off the photo layer and see what we got. All right, not bad. Now we're going to add text. Go to the Actions menu. We're on the first tab here that says Add, and click on Add Text. This little text box will come up. Let's do Happy Birthday. Okay, and now you're going to have to tap 3 times to select all the words. Come on now. There we go. And now we can open up the font. I like to use, there's a bigger screen. Go down here to the very bottom of your screen and tap on the letter A, in this little toolbar down here, and it'll bring up a bigger menu here. And I have imported so many fonts. I have tons of options, sometimes too many options. So you can pick your font, you can align it, you can resize it, you can change the spacing. That's called kerning. That spaces your letters out, which can be really helpful if you're tooling a name on a belt or something and you need just a little bit more space between your letters for your beveler. Sometimes I adjust that a little bit. All right, I think that looks good. I do want to change the color, so let's tap on that again, or actually let's use the selection box. No, tap. And highlight all of that. Tap 3 times to highlight all your letters. Now go up to the colors, and let's make it hot pink for fun. Okay, now let's hit selection again, and we're going to move it down. I'm just dragging with my pen outside the box, drag it around, and this little green dot allows you to rotate, so you can center it on the card here. That's pretty good. Okay. And I think that was about everything I wanted to cover. Let's talk about if you want to print this or save it to use it on Instagram. How do you do that? Okay, we're going to go to Gallery, hit Select up here at the top, click on the canvas you want to share, and select the Share button, and then pick your format. So I use PDF if I'm printing, JPEG if I want to save it as a photo to share or use on Instagram or Facebook. And it just exports it and you can save it. And that's that. All right, thanks for watching.